Hello and welcome to Quick Aid. My name is Komal Rane and today's topic of discussion is list and tuples. So let's begin. Let's look at the agenda for the session. First, we'll see what is list, what is a tuple, difference between the list and tuple, list methods, followed by tuple methods. Let us begin and understand what is a list. List is basically a sequence data type in which all the elements are in the ordered fashion. List is declared using the list keyword or by using square brackets. Lists are mutable, that is, elements inside the list can be modified at any instance of time using different functions and methods. We'll see an example. Here we have an example variable given a list with elements apple, banana, mango and integer values 1, 2 and 3. First we'll print the list and then we'll print the type of the variable example. So let's see what we get. Here we have been printed with an output of the list and the class is list, which is expected. Let us understand what do you mean by a tuple. Tuple is a collection of elements in an ordered manner. It is also a data type of the collections category. Tuple is declared using lowercase tuple keyword or using C brackets. Tuples are immutable, that is, once we add elements inside the tuple, you cannot change those elements at any instance of time. Let us see with an example and understand what are tuples. Here we have a variable named example and we have passed a tuple containing elements apple, jackfruit and integer values 1 and 2. First we'll print the variable and see what is the type of the variable. So let's see what's the output. Here we have been printed with the tuple elements and we have the class of the variable example as tuple as mentioned. Now let us understand the difference between a list and a tuple. A list is a mutable data type wherein the elements once inserted into the list can be changed at any instance of time. Tuples are immutable, that is, elements can't be changed. Lists consume more memory and tuples consume less memory. Lists have several inbuilt functions which we'll be seeing in the next slide, and tuples have only two inbuilt functions. Lists occur many errors. Whenever we work with list, it have many errors comparative to tuples which are simple and don't cause much errors. List implementation consumes a lot of time and tuple implementations are simple and faster. Lists provide us with greater performance, especially during insertion and deletion, because several inbuilt functions are available with lists, whereas tuples have reduced performance due to inavailability of inbuilt functions. Let us understand what are the different list methods. Append. Append is going to add the elements at the last position of the current list. Insert is going to add an element at a specified index of the list. Extend is going to add the contents of the second list to the first list. Sum is going to calculate the addition of all the elements inside a current list. Count is going to calculate the total occurrence of a given element inside a list. Length is going to calculate the total length of the list. Index will return the first occurrence of the index value. Minimum is going to calculate the minimum of the all elements inside the list. Maximum is going to calculate the maximum of the all elements in the list. Pop is going to pop the last index number inside a list if not a specified index parameter is mentioned. Delete is going to delete the element which is mentioned along with the list name and the index value. Remove is going to delete an element from the list mentioned with the list name and the element itself. Let us understand the list methods using examples. Here I have a variable named example and we have passed a list containing integer and float values to the variable. I have created another variables named min value, max value, sum value and length, popped value and index value respectively. We have passed the methods accordingly and we have mentioned the variable name inside each method. So min value will be giving us a minimum value among all the elements inside the example list. Similarly, maximum value will return the max value, sum is going to return the sum, and so on. Let's see this with an example. So here we have the minimum value is 1 among all the elements inside the list. maximum value is 2, sum is 24.9, and so on. Let us understand various tuple methods. Tuples have only two inbuilt methods, which are count and index. Count is going to return the number of times an element occurs inside a tuple, and index is going to search the tuple for a specified value and return the position where it is found. It basically returns the index value of the specified element. Let's understand this with an example. Here I have a variable named example, and I have passed a tuple containing integer and float values. The counting variable is provided with the method count, and it is going to count the number of occurrence of element 1 inside the tuple. The print statement is going to print how many times number 1 has occurred inside the tuple. Index of is another variable which is going to give us the index of number 3 inside the tuple. So when you look inside the tuple, number 3 is at the index position 2 inside my tuple. So the output should be as follows. The index of 3 is 2 and 1 is repeated 2 times inside the tuple. That's it for this session. I hope you like it. Do subscribe and keep sharing, keep supporting. Thank you.